Obviously, there's another huge crowd here, like there was a year ago before your fight with Vladimir Klitschko took you to another level. Do you feel on that another level now, that there's added pressure each and every time you step into the ring?
Thank you for everyone who came out today. I much appreciate it. And, I really do. We was here 11 months ago, as you said, with Vladimir Klitschko. Unbelievable experience. And I really highly respect Klitschko in his retirement. And he put up a great performance. Every fight's been a learning fight. And every camp has been a learning camp as well. So in terms of what I learned from the Vladimir Klitschko fight is I shouldn't use training camp to get fit. I approached training camp in good condition. And I took everything I didn't know then, and I know now, into this training camp, and I've used this training camp to work solely on my technique and my ability, rather than using it to get fit and prepare for 12 rounds.
Of course, you've appeared at the Principality before. Late change, 10 days notice, in came Carlos Takam. How difficult was that? And how would you grade that performance, and maybe what you need to do on Saturday after it?
Big respect to Carlos Takam. He's a good competitor. You know, he was preparing for a fight a week after I fought at Principality Stadium, so he was fit, he was game. So Pulev is around, let's say, 6 foot something, and then Takam's around 5 foot, or let's say around 6 foot. So someone who was a lot shorter, but my trainer Rob McCracken has prepared me from day one for like 12 round fights and long range fighting and inside fighting. So when it came to boxing Carlos Takam, I thought it's fine. Even though he's shorter than me, I'm meeting with uppercuts, left hooks and so on. And yeah, you can see Carlos is in great shape when I boxed him. And I wanted to control Takam from round 1 to whatever round it went to, because I knew that there was going to be a big 2018 on the horizon, providing I just took my time and didn't make any mistakes. So that's how I approached that fight, and that's why we're here now.
I asked Joseph whether he thought the timing was right for this one. Do you believe this, for you, against Joseph Parker in this unification, has come at exactly the right time in your career?
I don't know. I feel like every fight's a blessing, you know, whether it's Joseph Parker sitting here or X sitting here. I feel like every fight's a blessing, and every fight will have reason in the long run. Do you know where I'm coming from? So yeah, it's Parker, that's the reality of things, and it's a blessing. He's a champion, he's done well for himself, and he's someone who will add something to my life journey, you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to Saturday, and it will all be over Sunday, and I'll look back and learn from it and move forward.
What dangers does Joseph Parker bring to the ring? What do you see that he does differently to the 20 opponents before?
I could say the simple thing is he's got 2 arms, you know, and so on and so forth. But in terms of his attributes, as everyone says, he's quick and he can take a punch. But that's what I've heard, and I'm going to repeat what people have been saying. But yeah, he's quick and he can take a punch.
Have you trained differently? You are going to come in a bit later, I think. Maybe
when we said that last time, I came in my career heaviest. But you know what it is? Your weight has to determine who you fight. There's no, you know, weight category for heavyweights. So if I'm fighting someone a lot taller, a lot bigger, maybe I might come in lighter so I can move a lot more. If I'm fighting someone who's shorter, more stocky, I might come in a bit heavier so I can sit on their chest. So I don't know what my weight will be, because it's a blessing being a heavyweight. I haven't got to worry about that, but I do know for sure that I feel great, and not only physically, you know, a long time. Well, let's say I've been boxing amateur and professional for 10 years now altogether, so a long time I had to rely on, you know, my strengths, my physicalities, and so on and so forth. But over the 10 years I've built, you know, a lot of mental strength as well, and now I'm combining the two. I feel confident, and I really do look forward to the challenge.
The blue ribbon heavyweight division has never been more exciting. We saw Dillian Whyte on Saturday. Of course, there's Deontay Wilder out there, Tyson Fury talking almost every single day. Is there any danger of looking past Joseph Parker to what lies ahead, or is it just literally, as you always say, a fight at a time?
Oh, 1000%, one fight at a time. You know, a lot of talk has been happening as if you know, AJ Deontay or whatnot, and I'm like, people need to be realistic. You know, I'm looking at Joseph Parker, who's a lively challenger, champion for a reason. You know, let's say we can look in a crystal ball, and God willing, I've added a lot of prayers to this camp and I do become victorious, then we can start talking about future plans. But for now, my future stops on Saturday, you know, and that's where I've got to look to, and not really beyond that moment.
Was there ever a fear, a worry of losing?
Yeah, definitely, because it keeps me going. I don't want to lose because, you know, it's little things like people thought that I walked out on a New Zealand, what are they, press people? But that wasn't the case as such. It was because I was there from 10:30 in the morning till 5, and I had to be back in the gym at 6:30 to train, and I hadn't eaten. So it wouldn't have mattered if it was the African press, the Chinese press, or the Russian or New Zealand press. It was just that I told my PR team that, can I make a move now, because I've got to be back in an hour and a half, and do they mind waiting? And then when I return and I get ready, we can conduct the interview. But, you know, they didn't want to wait. So I said, look, with all due respect, I have to focus on my training. So the fear of losing is that unless I take care of my business, no one's going to want to interview me anyway. So I have to make sure I stay focused on the job at task. And that's the fear of losing, because it keeps me motivated. And I just know how the tables can turn quickly. 1 minute you're the man, and the next minute you're not.
I think there's respect and professionalism from both sides. Final question, Anthony, do you knock Joseph Parker out on Saturday night and take this WBO title in the journey towards unification fully?
So you've got two sides of it. I'm definitely preparing for a 12-round fight, 110%, which isn't a problem to go the distance. But let's say I've got 20 quid in my pocket, and I'm looking at Joseph Parker and Joshua. I believe Anthony Joshua, myself, will knock Joseph Parker out for sure.